Okay, we're live. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Greg Brewer back with us for the first stream on the channel for 2026. And we're watching David Cronenberg's 1981 film Scanners, released yesterday, 45 years old this year. I think it's Canadian release date's tomorrow. But yeah,
Hey, what's up? What's up, everyone? Happy New Year's.
what's going on, Greg? Thanks again for joining me.
Oh, no problem. I thank you.
But I've never done a stream for this one before. I know I've done Videodrome. So many good body horror films from David Cronenberg. I mean, he damn near created that whole subgenre, right? Would you agree with
Yeah,
me there? I think he really did create it
yeah,
right
he's
there.
definitely a master of body horror.
Yeah, but this was really the movie to put him on the map, though, with Scanners, and it had a lot to do with the exploding head scene that you get like at the 20-minute mark or whatever. But I feel like, when you see that for like the first time, when you're watching Scanners for the first time, you really see that head scene evolve and his, head just turns into pieces. In a way, the movie doesn't reach that high point again, but there's still a lot of good shit going on in the movie as far
Yeah,
as, reaching the bar on an exploding head like that. But yeah, just I think well, for me personally, Videodrome is probably my favorite David Cronenberg movie, but this has got to be two, three, right behind it, something like that. And but it's apparently at the box office, like internationally, like the movie did good. This was like the first time that something from David Cronenberg really took off and got people's attention and made money or whatever. But other movies from this period that we were briefly talking about, you got two from Brian De Palma in the '70s with Carrie,
hmm
and then his 1978 film, The Fury. Did you ever see The Fury?
No, I haven't watched The Fury. No.
Got a lot of glare on that. But yeah, that's another one. It's got the telekinesis, telepathic thing going on in it. And I know you did mention these two actually I overlooked until I was talking to you about it. But Toby Hooper's Life Force
hmm
and Stephen King's Firestarter. Uh,
Yeah, Life
yeah,
Force is really underrated. It didn't do too well when it was released, but it kind of became like a cult film after.
yeah. It seems like that's like the situation for a movie like Life Force. I know growing up with that movie, I didn't really care for it actually. Didn't really do much for me. So it was really later on when I really started to appreciate that movie and watching Matilda Tay, or what's her name, Matilda May. She's just walking around naked. What 99% of the movie? Like
Yeah, most of the film. Yeah, yeah, and I heard
I feel like
she was
that
something.
is like the main
I
feature,
heard
the main reason to watch it right there.
yeah, I heard she was something like 17 years old too while filming too, which is
Was she
awkward.
really? She was
Yeah,
actually like under 18 making that movie. I
yeah,
mean, like, man, she is smoking though. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's what's that? That one turned 40, I think, last summer. Life Force. I'm
yeah.
thinking about that now, but yeah, I would. Like if you got to be familiar with other Brian De Palma films, but I would recommend seeing The Fury though, the 1978 film. You got Kirk Douglas, I think, is even in that.
All right, I'll check it
But
out.
But yeah, we got there's a link pinned at the top. We'll probably get this started here and probably in like the next maybe 10 minutes, something like that. We'll acknowledge the chat here soon. But yeah, movie's about an hour 43 minutes, so we'll probably be here for the average of 2 hours tonight. So let's get to the chat and we'll see what's cooking. And we have
Hey, the
Sue
Bud
is here from the
Files.
Bud Files. Hey, how's it going, Sue? Thanks for stopping
How
by.
you
Happy
doing,
New Year.
Sue? Thanks for being here.
And Tony's here too. Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up, Tony? Thanks for being here.
But yeah, at some point, Greg, you're gonna have to get like a tripod, man, because you were you told me that you were holding your tablet for like six
Yeah,
hours straight on that one stream. I'm like,
I
what,
know
dude?
that that was
I would
rough.
have lost my mind, like holding the tablet for that
Yeah, I had
long.
to keep readjusting, and I'll probably get used to it after a while.
Oh, that's hard to say. I'd
Hey,
lose my
hey,
damn
what's
mind
up,
with that.
Sailor? Huh, thanks for being here.
Yeah, we got George is here, the Sailor Outlaw. What's up, George? Hopefully all is well. Happy New Year. Yada yada yada. But yeah, that's it for right now. There's a few people in the chat. A couple people that don't want to say anything as usual. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really do enjoy David Cronenberg as a, sci-fi horror film director with everything he's put out. I mean, pretty much him from the entire decade of the 80s. You could rely on him with something solid to come out.
Right.
And I mean, I just think with him and, a lot of the other famous, horror directors like John Carpenter and Clive Barker or whatever, Wes Craven, I think he just, at that time, I personally think the 90s really started to fizz out around like 93, 94, 95. I just think everything just
Right.
fizzed out. It didn't matter how good you were with directing, it just ran its course. And, but yeah, what's one movie that always sits in the back of my head? Like, I can't believe somebody made this. Is his movie, what's it called again? Crash? I think he did in 1996 with James Spader. And it's about people getting off over car accidents. Like the traumatic experience of a car accident is making these people want to have orgasms together. And it's like,
Hmm.
what the fuck? It's just really, it's like
Yeah, that's a yeah,
oh
that's a
man,
weird
it just really
concept.
takes like an erotic movie on another level. It's just like, what the fuck is going on in this movie, man? It's so nuts. But I feel like that's one of the things that you can really rely on with David Cronenberg for a movie to just really fuck with your head in a way. At least I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I watch Cronenberg movies and they just sit in my psyche in the wrong way. Another one that does that to me actually is Dead Ringers. You ever see Dead Ringers?
Yeah, I was just gonna mention I mentioned that. Yeah, that's a pretty good film with Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, yeah,
He plays
playing
like a
Siamese twins or whatever. Or no, they're
yeah.
not Siamese, right? They're like identical
Uh,
twins or
yeah,
whatever.
identical twins.
But
Yeah,
yeah, that's
they're
one
like
that really
medical
fucks with me.
doctors. They're like
Yeah, and they're like
medical
switching places, like.
students.
But I like how they got that little side, thing, that side hustle going on where they're like, all right, you can take this woman tonight. It doesn't matter. She's not going to know the difference because we look exactly the
Right.
same. But over time, I think they get caught doing it or whatever. But yeah, that's another good one though, Dead Ringers. And with Christopher Walken, the Stephen King adaptation, The Dead Zone, it's another good one. And I know we were talking about briefly there, like how like David Cronenberg doesn't really focus on or do sequels. It's like he
Right.
does a project, he moves on to something new right away.
Yeah, and all of his films
But
are very diverse. Like
right, yeah, I think Cronenberg is able to do a lot with the subgenre of body horror. He can, I don't know, it's just even I think like the last thing I saw from him, I know he put out a movie last year, I think it was. He put something out. I didn't see it, but one of his last newer movies I saw was Crimes of the Future with Viggo Mortensen. I know he was in that movie and some other people or whatever, but I even enjoyed that. But that was a weird
yeah,
concept too, though.
yeah. He didn't direct it or anything, but he starred in Nightbreed.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
he was
Yeah,
the villain in that.
yeah, yeah. I like him in Nightbreed actually. Nightbreed's a movie I couldn't really fully appreciate until I saw the director's cut. To me, that's
Oh
the
yeah,
best way to watch that movie. I personally don't like the theatrical cut of that movie, but the director's cut is a whole different movie to really watch. But what's his name in that? Like Decker, I think that's what his name is.
yeah,
He's a
Decker. Yeah,
crazy doctor,
yeah.
but
He's like
yeah,
a
he is good in that.
psychiatrist.
Right. But so
Yeah, he has that weird mask too. It kind of reminds you like Scarecrow from the from Batman Begins.
Yeah, I could see that actually. I agree with you there. But
Oh, Wolf
George is
Creek.
saying, what's your thoughts on Wolf Creek? You know, that's one that just turned 20 years old last like a
Oh, that's a
couple
pretty good
months ago.
movie.
That turned like 20 years old like back in November. But yeah, I didn't do a stream for it. But yes, I am a big fan of the first two Wolf Creek films, actually. But those first two
There's
films,
a
honestly, I think the second one is actually a lot more violent and graphic than the first one.
there's a Wolf Creek over here in Oregon, and I think there was a murder that happened there some years back.
Oh, okay. I guess there
Yeah,
probably is like a bunch of different Wolf Creeks throughout the world.
but yeah, that one takes place in Australia. I guess it's that is based on a true story as well.
Yeah, it is. It's like some kind of serial killer living far in the outback or something. I think it happened like in the 80s or some shit. If I took the time to like dig for it, I could find like a documentary about it or something. But yeah, Wolf Creek is another one of those that's heavily influenced by true events and stuff. But did you ever see the second one, Greg?
Yeah,
Dude, that
yeah,
one's
it's okay.
rough, dude. The way it starts
Yeah,
out too, when he kills those two cops, is like, holy shit, dude! Like
yeah,
this movie ain't joking around. But
yeah,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah. Snipe them when they drive off.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Honestly, it's like they give him that ticket, and he just gets his rifle out of the truck, lets him drive off, and shoots him and shit.
Yeah,
Uh, that guy's begging for his life. I think he flicks a cigarette on him. He's covered in gasoline.
yeah.
That is a rough scene, man. But yeah, I really do enjoy those movies. But I did. I scheduled a stream for the movie Hush that came out in 2016. Scream Factory released this maybe a year or two ago on 4K Blu-ray. Did you ever see this?
No, no, I haven't watched it
It's a
yet.
good slasher though, and I personally think this is one of the better Blumhouse movies from when they were first like getting into putting out more, these studio movies and stuff. But this was like one of those movies too. I think that was like a Netflix thing for a long time until Scream Factory got their hands on it and released it. But Greg, I think you'll end up liking that one. So it's not even that long. I think it's only like an hour, 25 minutes or something. It's one of
Oh
those like
yeah.
short modern slashers. But I know you and I talked about possibly doing Martyrs, the original
Oh
2008
right.
movie, or
Yeah.
I think it's 2008. Yeah, 2008 movie. So it looks like we're probably going to be doing a stream for this at some point. So
All right. Cool.
yeah, just have to get that scheduled and figured out because that is truly a movie that, I think every horror fan cannot ignore a movie like Martyrs, right? It's just, what are you doing?
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, and like, honestly, like I do like all types of foreign cinema, but like that whole concept of like what genre that really falls into, like the torture horror or whatever you want to call it, like that's not even something that's really up my alley. But a movie like Martyrs, I think, really does a good job at pulling you in
Yeah.
and just realizing like what
It's
you're
not a
seeing
comfortable
is just
watch. It's
so
like
raw and
really.
in your face.
Yeah. It's like real horror, and the special effects in that movie is like amazing. What they did.
Yeah, definitely agree with you there. We have Tom is here from the Undead of Night. What's up, Tom?
Hey.
Thanks for
Hey.
stopping
What's
by.
up? Thanks for being here.
Yeah, Happy New Year. He said Crash added a new twist to head-on collision. It's so true. Head-on collision. Oh man, that's a perfect comment. Oh wait, I forgot about Anthony Chobit somehow. But yeah,
Hey. What's up,
Anthony's here.
Anthony?
What's up, Anthony? How you doing today? By the way, just tired. Okay, yeah,
Oh yeah.
happens sometimes. I could
Yeah. I hear
probably
you.
contribute that to like another reason why we haven't done a stream here yet this year. It's the first one. It was like already like halfway into the month. I haven't done a stream yet. And all right, Cameron's here too.
Hey. What's up, Cameron? Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah, what's going on, Cameron? Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully things are good. Tony saying he enjoying the live stream, Sean and Greg. Thank you, Tony.
Appreciate it,
But
Tony.
yeah, I'll get in touch with you soon, Tony, and we'll confirm everything to do House of Wax and all that. So I just got to find the time to properly respond to you on Instagram. That's all. Oh, Nutcase is here. Okay. We gotta get rid of the bald headed nutcase. Somehow. See, I'm not used to like blocking people. I usually don't have trolls here on the channel, but you know what? We just won't pull that. But yeah, Tom over at Undead of Night saying Hush is great, an early Mike Flanagan movie, right? It really is. I think more people really need to, give that movie a chance.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
And it's another thing is like like the main like victim in it, like the scream queen, final girl, whatever you want to call it, is deaf in that movie. So she has a disadvantage going on with that. Meanwhile, there's a psycho outside of her house trying to get inside and kill her. But yeah, just a real creepy concept. Even the mask that the guy wears in it's a little like, what the fuck? Like, but yeah, so all right. So we're like 16 minutes into this. So all right, Greg, if you're ready, we will go ahead and get the show on the road here.
Yep, good to go.
So there's a link pinned at the top for Internet Archive. You should be able to open that, access it, hit play, no issues and all that. But I was actually watching earlier with the Criterion release here. I was watching they have a new 20-minute document, or it's like a 22-minute documentary for scanners on this release from the Criterion collection. And yeah, it's just really informing. Unfortunately, my only complaint with that, I just wish it was a little bit longer than 22 minutes. But yeah, a lot of great informing stuff. Talking like with like multiple effects artists and how like things got so like complicated for them that they had to go to Dick Smith. They actually had to call him in on the movie at one point because they were like, "Yeah, we need more hands on this. Like, we can't execute all this stuff properly." So apparently, once Dick Smith came in and started assisting and consulting on everything, that's when the movie started to take off and they were able to execute a lot of these effects scenes more effectively. But yeah, so all right, we'll do a countdown from 10 to 1 if everyone's ready.
Yep, I'm good.
Hmm. Yeah, tell me your runtime. What's it say on your runtime?
Hour 42:49.
42:49. Little off apparently. It's weird. Not a big deal though. As long as you're watching it, it's you got
I think it
the
starts immediately during the credits.
goes right to the credit. All right, so I'm just trying to get through this Criterion logo thing real quick, and then we'll be lined up. All right, all right. Let's go ahead and do a 10 to 1. Oh, we gotta turn that the fuck down. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play, motherfuckers. But the score, the main theme in this from Howard Shore, he does a lot of the music and scoring for David Cronenberg's movies. This one stands out the most, man. Just really, really impressive. And I just love when like guys like Howard Shore, like when they incorporate things like a synthesizer with a full orchestra in the background. Like it's just talk about
Yeah,
just making loud, beautiful noise,
I kind of like when they do
But
that
yeah,
when they
this
do
is
like when they do classical and a synth score together, especially in '80s
yeah,
films.
I love that stuff. I really do love that shit. Like sometimes I will be amazed, like when I'm listening to a score and I don't realize till like at a later time I see like a live performance of it, then you see this giant orchestra playing. It's like holy shit.
Kind of hear little hints of what would be in the Fly score.
Right, definitely
In
right
the
about that. I also feel like Howard Shore's score in that, like right at the moment when his, he's the last bits of him of human and he's fully converts to fly. Like at that point, the music actually, like you could really feel the emotion in that music at that moment. But I feel like Scanners, honestly, it starts out a little weird. You got this random bum just walking into a fucking food court at a mall. So I think it is a bit of a strange way to start a movie, but it is a strange movie though, right?
stealing a cigarette from somebody.
Yeah. But I do like the way this scene plays out though. As weird as it can be. But the whole concept of how, you can kill someone with your thoughts, is like, what the fuck, man? But it did seem like there too, like, what, the late 70s going into the 80s at this time in 81, like a lot of these telekinesis, telepathic movies were getting popular.
Right.
But yeah, the main guy in this who plays what, Cameron Vale, I think his name is, by actor's name Stephen Lack, I believe his name is. But these two women in the food court are completely disgusted with his behavior, the way he looks, and he can hear their thoughts. And his natural reaction is to pay her back for that. So he's going to get inside of her head and make her go through what looks like to be like probably one of the worst seizures you could ever have.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to know what's going on in her head right now. She looks completely terrified. Now, this is a movie I didn't see this till a little bit later in my life. Like I didn't see this as a kid, Scanners. I didn't see this till like sometime after high school. But, you dive through the horror genre, like how could you not hear about Scanners and its exploding head scene?
Right. Yeah. I've always heard about it for a long time too, and didn't watch it until later myself. Around this time
But,
too, it was like oh, go ahead.
oh no, you're good. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just saying, like around this time,
Um,
it was like notorious for like head explosions and scenes. Like around this time, you had that shotgun head explosion scene in Maniac. Then you had a similar
right.
scene in The Prowler, another 1980 film, 81 film.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. But it's funny you mentioned Maniac. I just watched that not too long ago. I watched it a few nights ago. The original
Yeah,
1980 with Joe Spinell. I did watch that
yeah,
recently.
yeah. I got that on Blu-ray. The Blue Underground, and I got The Prowler too. That's a Blue Underground Blu-ray I
Yeah,
have as well.
those are two
That was
solid slashers right there. I think
that
the
was a
trailer has some pacing issues, but other than that, I think the movie pays
yeah.
off through its kills.
Yeah, that was Joseph Zito who would end up directing Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and Red Scorpion. I think
Right.
he also did
Yeah.
Missing in Action.
I think you are right about that. Joseph Zito, right. He also did Invasion USA with Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
He did that one. I know he did that one. But it's yeah, Scanners though. So yeah, there was a couple like what, like Secret Service agents that were in the food court. They watched everything that went down. They knew what this guy was up to. Because what's it like? I think in the movie, as the movie starts out, that we're aware of, that we do hear. is there is a total of 237 scanners that we're aware of in the world. But as the movie goes along, that number tends to grow.
That creepy guy feeling his leg.
Yeah,
It kind of
Patrick
reminds me of.
McGowan.
He kind
Go
of
ahead.
reminds me of Rutger Hauer and surviving the game with that beard when he's the priest.
I can see. I don't think I ever would have thought that up, but I can see that.
Is that the same guy that was the ward in Escape from Alcatraz? Is that him?
I don't know. Like you're talking about the older guy?
Yeah, kind of looks
Like
like him in
I
the
just know
face.
his name is like I know his name's
Eh,
Patrick McGowan, but I don't really know him in other movies, so
yeah,
not too sure about that. That's yeah, it's an
kind of
actor I don't really know too much about is Patrick McGowan.
kind of looks like him in the face. No, without the beard, and the voice is similar
You know
too.
what? I'll try to look it up real quick. I know that guy's been in other movies, but this is like the only movie I'm really
I,
aware of with him in
I'm
it.
like 99% sure
All right, you're probably right then. Let's see.
he didn't have the beard then.
But you know, I see. I don't know the name of his doctor's infiltrate group that infiltrates Daryl Ravik. I think there is a name for it. Maybe that's the Consect people, because I know that ephemeral drug that they use in this that stops you from doing scanner things if you're a scanner or whatever. But I feel like this can be a difficult movie to follow sometimes. And I only really say that because I feel like sometimes things aren't explained very well in this. But that's
Yeah,
just me personally. So another thing is with with the like scenes like with the exploding head and everything. Besides that, it's like really trying to get a grip on its story. Took me like 2 or 3 watches to really fully be able to take in and understand what's going on in scanners.
right.
But yeah, Stephen Lack, who was playing Cameron Bale, he's been like pinned down to a bed from the lead doctor at Consect or whatever. And all these like volunteers have come in to see a scanner. I guess they've never seen one before or whatever, what this is all about. But he can read all their thoughts in this moment. And it's driving him absolutely batshit crazy right now because all their thoughts are in his head and he's trying to control it. But I think this is supposed to be a demonstration, though, of how the ephemeral drug stops the scanners from being dangerous. Like I know there's another crazy scene, in my opinion, in this is when what's her name, Jennifer O'Neill, she ends up getting scanned from an unborn baby, and like you see her, like the loud zapping noise starts to get louder and everything, and her nose starts bleeding, and she's like, "Oh, I've been scanned by her unborn baby." It's like what? Like now the unborn kids are becoming scanners that quick?
Everybody there watching is like really nervous. Like something's gonna
Oh
happen to
yeah.
him.
I mean, I even love the reaction from the head exploding scene. Like everyone that's watching in the theater, and they're like, they just flip the fuck out. Like, never seen someone's head literally blow up before.
I probably did the
But
same thing.
apparently, they really used animal guts to execute that scene. Can you imagine how bad that set must have smelled after that
Right,
explosion?
yeah. Yeah, I know they used real guts and stuff for that scene in Day of the Dead, and everything was all rotten. Smelled really bad.
Yeah, I think they had a hard time with the smell of that one too. But yeah, Cameron's saying, "Hey, show my birthday's in 2 weeks. I'll be 25 on the 28th." Okay, cool, man. Good to see. Wish I was still 25. Believe it or
Yeah, I
not,
know,
I'm
right?
40. I'm gonna be 43 this year. So,
Yeah, I'll be 42 in May. The guy that kind of looks like the Micro Machines guy.
like the main guy in this, who's the victim, like the main victim here. But we
Yeah,
are at the lead up now to the infamous scene in this movie. But like,
Yeah,
I
it's
love how he warns everybody in the theater that you might experience headaches, nosebleeds, or stomach cramps. Now, why would somebody in that crowd be like, "Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, no problem. Like, yeah, sign
yeah,
me up. I'm all about it."
yeah. And you got
But
Michael
yeah,
Ironside.
nobody. So like, yeah, nobody is volunteering, and somehow Daryl Ravick has found a way to infiltrate the concept group. And he is there in the crowd and he decides to volunteer for a scanning technique.
Michael Ironside. He always played like a bad guy in a movie.
Right. He is, I would think, he's one of those people that you can call like a familiar face throughout like all villains in movies. But like actually I really think seeing Michael Ironside in Total Recall though, like that's what really sold it for me as him as like a,
Yeah, yeah.
guy is
Richard.
definitely a legit villain.
Yeah, he was also on
But like
Watchers with Corey Haim.
okay. I haven't seen that one in quite a while, but yeah, Tom saying yeah, great trivia. I never knew that Dick Smith connection on this. Yeah, yeah. Apparently they had to bring him in like through like the middle of filming because they just needed more hands on this movie to understand and execute things better.
The
But
famous
I think
scene.
that really is like actually like it really shows in its final showdown between Daryl Ravick and Cameron Bale. In that moment, like you could see like people's veins popping out of their skin and shit. And we got Jim is here from Jim's Movie Channel. What's up,
Hey,
Sean,
what's up,
Greg, and
Jim?
everyone in
Thanks
the
for being
chat?
here.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Jim. Hopefully all is well with you. The Fury first
This is
Fangoria magazine. Oh, with the Fury. Okay.
the scene right here make one hell of a Bear aspirin commercial.
Yeah, right. But man, when that head explodes, especially in HD, it looks
Man,
beautiful. When that head
yeah,
explodes.
yeah, you can kind of see the eyeball too for a quick
Yeah.
second.
See, like another thing that's, with like Blu-ray, DVD, you could put that movie in slow motion during that scene. I don't know if you ever done that before, but I've put it in slow motion and watched the
No.
guy's head stretch out and everything. Yeah, saying what's up there. Yeah, so it's Jim saying what's up. But oh yeah, Jim was finishing what he was saying there. The very first Fangoria magazine I ever got had scanners on the cover with the guy's head in mid explosion. My sister took me to see the movie when I was like 14. It was my introduction to Cronenberg movies. Yeah, it's I think this is really what put him on the map throughout the genre, made him familiar, with every, viewer, fan, whatever you want to call it, the genre. But Secret Service agents that are here, these concept agents, they realize what Daryl Ravick is up to here. He's responsible for making that guy's head explode. So they capture him and they're trying to shoot him up with the ephemeral, but he gets inside the doctor's head and makes him shoot himself up with the ephemeral. Yes, that's right, Jim. Yeah, Joseph Zito directed Invasion USA. It's like my only issue with that movie. Like, I do like Invasion USA. I just feel like there's no like real invasion in it, though. Like, it's like when I watch it, I'm just like, where's the invasion at? Did you guys forget?
That's another action film that takes place during Christmas.
Does it really? I don't remember. See, I haven't seen it in a while. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it in a long time, so I have it in my collection. I know that. Like, I have a bunch of different like Chuck
yeah,
Norris
Crazy
film
Gary
sets
Busey.
and shit. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, especially, I mean, yeah, it's so hard not to think of Surviving the Game when you hear Gary Busey's name. At least I always do. That speech goes right through my head every time. Him talking about killing his dog on like his 13th birthday
Right.
or whatever. I lick the blood. I lick the blood. I
Yeah, that
just
was
killed my
like one
dog.
of the last. That was like one of the last movies he did before he really went, where he really lost his mind after that
Yeah,
motorcycle
unfortunately.
accident.
So after these Secret Service agents that are transporting Daryl Ravick, they don't really understand, I guess, the vast abilities that he has at just being dangerous with his thoughts. So the whole car ride of wherever they're taking him, he manages to get in the heads of these other fucking guys, makes a car drive off and crash and explode. And then he gets in the head of the main guy that locked him up here. And he shoots his two friends. Yeah. Patrick McGowan. Oh, yeah. I bet you. But see, I didn't know Patrick McGowan was actually in Braveheart. I've seen Braveheart like a million times. And I don't think I've ever recognized him. Is he the. Oh, wait. Isn't he like the king or whatever? Isn't he like that king that's dying in it or whatever, like the king of England or some shit?
All right,
Maybe
yeah.
that's him. I think that is him actually. Now I'm like seeing his face in it. But yeah, good call with mentioning that there, Jim. Scanners is the original X-Men film. Yeah, right. I can see that actually. And Daryl Ravick makes the other guy just nobody left at that point makes him fucking commit suicide. But I know that you see that like skyscraper right there before it leads into this meeting on the inside. Like I know David Cronenberg will use that same building in a lot of his movies. He's used it in Shivers. He might have used it in Rabbit. I just know that building will pop up in a lot of his movies. He just puts like a new name on it in every movie. You know what? Like this scene kind of makes me question the decision making at Concept because it seems like they keep hiring people that are actually scanners, and that's not a good thing because the scanners are dangerous to Concept and the whole world potentially. But yeah, Greg, if you're familiar, I mean, if what the fuck, Greg, if you're down with doing some countdown streams this year, I'm open to doing that.
All right.
Where like there's plenty of topics to go through and shit. Well, we could do like top fives, top tens here and there, shit like that.
Okay.
Now I can hear Patrick McGowan's voice and Braveheart. Like I'm like, because like I do like know some quotes like off the top of my head, and I'm like hearing him talking it now in my fucking head at this moment. Another movie full of people wearing corduroys.
I can't remember his name, but is that the same guy that plays Dr. Hill in Reanimator?
Yeah, oh, that's what the fuck's his name again? It's not the
The
same
guy is
guy. It's
on the end on the far right of the table.
no, he does look like him. I know what you're talking about. I think his name's like Bob Gale or something like that.
Hmm.
But no, it does look like him. I know what you're talking about. He's not in that though.
Damn. Yeah, they
I
can
know
look.
he
They can
was.
be like.
I think he's a Canadian actor. That guy. I forget his name. The guy who's infiltrating Concept right now. But I know he was in a good movie with Hal Holbrook from Creepshow back in like 1977. A movie called Rituals. I think it was a late 70s movie, but that's a good one that takes place out in like the Canadian wilderness and everything. It's like basically like a survival movie. They're being stalked by someone out in the woods.
Damn, they could be like identical twin brothers. Oh, looks just like them.
Yeah, I feel like Patrick McGowan at the same time when he talks, it just has a very distinct sound to his voice, which is the guy with the glasses and the beard. His name is Daryl Rabak. The way he talks. His name is Daryl Rabak. Put a sawed-off shotgun inside the dummy. Yeah. But I feel like even like going back and watching this recently on my own, there is like a couple scenes throughout this with like mostly stunt scenes where I know somebody gets blown up and they're in like a computer chair, and if the explosion is supposed to make them go backwards, you can see like a pull line on him, like someone's pulling the guy. Like you kind of see it. It's like there goes the zip line that's pulling the guy. But I feel like when you look at movies from the 70s, 80s, 90s, like there's no such thing as a perfectly executed movie. Like there's always like little imperfections if you know where to look,
Yeah.
I guess, long enough. Yeah, that's a good line right there, Jay. The problem with Scotland is it's full of Scots. Cameron saying, "Hey, Sean, you're hilarious." Oh, thanks, Cameron. Thank you. Yeah, it's really, I don't know. I try to have fun with these movies as much as I can. But,
Yeah,
I,
1981 was
another thing
a great
is,
year for movies and
yeah,
everything.
if you ask me, like, what I think is, like, the best year for, like, horror movies, I'm going to go with 1981. Like, I think 81 had the slasher genre was booming. There's a lot of
Right,
creature
yeah.
features coming out. I mean, you even had three good werewolf movies that year: American Werewolf
Hmm.
in London, The Howling, and Wolfen.
Hmm. Yeah, you had The Burning, Friday the 13th
Yeah,
Part 2, Halloween 2.
yeah. I would actually count on us doing a stream for The Burning. I think its release date is in May, so that's when we'll probably do that one. Camp Slasher season.
I have the DVD of The Burning, but apparently the disc doesn't work no more. I think it got disc rot or something.
I was gonna say it sounds like a victim of disc rot
Yeah,
or
I know. It's
gassing.
like,
Some people talk about now is with defective physical media. They talk about gassing. There's like this like smeary residue stuff that's like sticking to like black 4K cases and shit.
uh,
And apparently over time it can transfer to the bottom of the disc when you're putting it in the case, causing the movie to get all fucked up and shit. It
yeah,
almost
it's
looks
weird.
like dried up. It kind of like sometimes like you could see like blotchiness on a disc, and it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah,
stained milk in certain areas, like on the disc.
yeah. It's weird. I had the disc for years, and there's like hardly any scratches on it, and it won't even read at all.
That's a bummer, But I mean, it might be a sign telling you, like, hey, it's time to upgrade, Greg. It's time to
Right? Yeah.
upgrade this
Get the
movie.
4K of it.
Yeah, I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, which I think has excellent artwork. Honestly, I think that might be like my favorite one that they've ever done. Where is that?
Yeah, don't they have like the original poster for the art?
I know for the 4K release, it was the original poster, but for the Blu-ray, they went and got newly commissioned artwork. Is
Yeah,
that?
that's really cool. Yeah, I almost got that one time. I should have.
But I know the Blu-ray. I mean, sorry, the 4K is it's available. Apparently, that's a good release. Though I don't have the 4K, at least not yet.
Yeah, that movie has
But
like a lot of I know Jason Alexander's in that movie, Fisher Stevens, Holly Hunter started in that movie.
yeah, a lot of first times for a few well-known actors in there. But
I
yeah,
forgot what her
I
name
would
is.
definitely count on.
I forgot what her name is, but what's her name? That was in Bloodsport is in it too.
Leah Ayres? Is that her name?
Yeah, her, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, The Burning, man, it's such a fun slash. It really is. In some ways, like I kind of prefer The Burning over like the original Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Tom Savini decided to do The Burning over part 2. Might have been a better choice
Yeah.
in the long run.
So now we're going back to concept here, where they're using Cameron Vale as like their main guy that they're going to send out to infiltrate Darryl Revick and all of his scanning asshole friends and shit or whatever. But so they're looking at video of him right now. Apparently, he was being like interviewed or like by like some psychiatrist or whatever. And it looks like Darryl Revick drilled a hole in his head at one point because he kept getting like people's thoughts stuck in his head and it was causing too much pressure and he wanted to let the voices out of his head. So he took a drill and he drilled a hole in the front of his head. That's why he's got that bandage on the front of his head.
Trying to give himself a lobotomy.
Basically. Yeah.
Oh,
Homemade lobotomy.
another film, My Bloody Valentine, also 1981.
Yes. Dude, there's like I don't know, man. I could probably sit here for like the next 2 hours and just name off everything from '81. Happy Birthday to Me. It's another one, another Canadian slasher actually.
I like how he did. He like draw like an eye on that bandage too? Gave him like a third eye.
Yeah, that bandage he had on. It was like a picture of like a third eye on it, like right in the middle of his head.
Hmm.
But I feel like, this is like another one of these like sci-fi thriller type of films that manages to really like hide its plot in certain areas of it. And you don't really get everything to like that final face off between Revik and Vale as they're fighting each other with their minds. So yeah, I think the whole plan is what's his name again? The doctor here playing Patrick McGowan. His plan is to send out Cameron Vale to figure out what Daryl Ravik is up to. And I think he is fucking with the ephemeral drug and doing something to it, putting the right program in the place, whatever the right program really is. I feel like this movie can be very hard to explain to people. It's just something you got to watch, you know? Like, I just feel like
Yeah.
the concept of it can be very tough and pretty elaborate to take in. You know what else I find a little strange in this movie? Spoiler alert, whatever. I'm just going to say it. Like Cameron Vale, like he finds out like towards the end that Revik is actually his brother, and he finds out that the doctor is actually his father. But I just find it so weird that they managed to find each other in the movie. It's just like these people have been
Right.
lost without contact with each other for so long, and out of nowhere in the movie they just randomly find each other. Like, oh, okay. Or maybe it's some scanning shit that I'm not aware of. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some scanning shit going on there.
Maybe they're like psychologically linked.
You know what?
Uh,
That actually makes sense. Now I'm
yeah.
like thinking about that. It kind of makes sense now. So it's Dr. Paul Ruth. That's right. That's his name. McGowan's character. So like another thing is with this movie. This movie does have like a spy element to it. With these Secret Service agents and I mean, a scanner in this movie looks like the most regular, normal human being. There's nothing that really stands out about a scanner that makes someone look different from a regular human being. But I don't know. It's scanners are capable of getting in your head. I guess that's like the one way you find out that someone's a scanner.
Does it explain how they get that ability? Is it like an implant or?
I know towards the end, there's a scene where Revik is talking to Vale and he's showing him how, like in the 40s, apparently, like back in the 40s, there was this experimental drug and it eventually evolved into ephemeral. And apparently, pregnant women were getting this drug injected into them. And the effect was your kids turned into a scanner from it. That was the effect from it. So you do find that out in like towards the end, like the final 5 or 10 minutes, you hear them like elaborating on it. But not also like, revealing that those two are brothers and Dr. Ruth was actually their father. And I think it is Dr. Ruth who is responsible for creating the ephemeral drug. So we have another demonstration scene here between Cameron Vale and a random yoga doctor or something like that. At least that's what it says, like when you're reading up about it, like what this old guy's character is. But Dr. Ruth here wants Vale to make his heart beat faster just using his thoughts right now. And this guy is going to have the craziest heartbeat in the world going for him in a minute here. And Greg, I still want to do a stream for hardware. I was actually like, because
All
I don't
right.
own the movie right now, so I'm
Yeah.
trying to wait until Kino Lorber, because apparently Kino Lorber is supposed to be releasing hardware on 4K and Blu-ray this year. It's supposed to happen in a
Oh,
couple months.
oh,
So
that's
like,
cool.
I'm trying to wait until I can get a copy of that movie to
Uh,
finally do a stream for it. But
I
just
I
be
did find it
patient with
on.
me. At some point, we'll get it done, though.
I did find it on Look Movie. It's on Look Movie.
You know what? I could just always watch it, yeah, on the tablet here too.
I think it's like a
Yeah, maybe we'll
HD
just do
version.
that one. Yeah, I'll probably. You know what? I can always just stream that. So yeah, I'll stay in touch with you and figure out what the best day and time is to do hardware. The 1990 movie.
Yeah.
So this old guy, his heart's beating like crazy. His Cameron Vale's using his thoughts to make his heart beat faster, and he's like, "End your scan now! End your scan now!"
That's crazy. That movie was like so hard to come by, and now like everyone's releasing it now.
Yeah, I
Like it was like
remember.
very, it was like very sought
I
after
really.
until Severin released it.
Yeah, or Synapse. I think it was Synapse Films that released it. But that's how I became more familiar with that movie. Like when I was growing up, I used to see the posters for it, and I was like, "What's hardware?" Like and then I didn't see it until like the end of the '90s is when I finally saw it.
I saw that in the movie theater with my dad when I was like only like 5 or 6 years old, and that movie just kind of
Really,
stuck with me since.
to me, that's like such a, in a way, like hardware is kind of like one of those like apocalyptic cult films that like seems to have been
Yeah,
forgotten about. But
yeah, Dust.
apparently that 4K from Umbrella, that's a little pricey, man. That thing's like
Yeah, it
$70.
is.
I really don't feel like dropping $70 on hardware.
Yeah, plus it's like
And
$29 shipping. Huh.
right. But apparently too the Synapse Films Blu-ray, that's out of print. I think that goes for like 55 plus dollars. And that's why I'm trying to wait until Kino releases it because
Yeah.
it'll have like a new slipcover on it. Most likely it'll have the original artwork. But I
Yeah, I
do
got
like this
the.
scene here. Now we get through this scene here. Now we're going to the art gallery of this crazy guy who's been rehabilitated. through his art, and apparently he killed his family years ago. And yeah, they let him out of prison because they felt that he was rehabilitated through his art. But I think these sculptures are absolutely fucking crazy looking though. And like a few of them do refer to like what scanners go through. Like that one guy, you could see like his thoughts are like pouring out of his head. But I know Cameron Vale, his whole like objective right now is to meet the guy who created this art gallery. Because apparently that guy has the key to getting in contact with Daryl Rabbit. Benjamin Pierce, that's his name. That's the guy he's looking for. Oh, Akers is here. Stacy.
Hey, what's up, Stacy?
Hey, how's it going, Stacy? Thanks for stopping by. Scanners stare more? Beware, I'm a scanner. Well, yeah, Stacy saying we're people that repeat or try to follow what you do or try to stop innocuous behavior. They are probably scanners or have been scanned upon. Yeah. Like, can you imagine if this was like you lived in a world with scanners? Like, imagine if this was like Earth. You lived like, it's like this is the world you live in. It's all that you're surrounded by people that are scanners. But now this is where we insert the character that's played by Jennifer O'Neill in this movie.
I think is it like an alien nation? Like some of the aliens have like psychic abilities too.
And what? Did you say Star Trek or something?
I know Alien Nation.
Or Alien Nation?
Yeah, I think they have like mind control in that.
That I don't know like the back of my hand. Like I think I know what you're talking about too with Alien Nation. What is that movie with Forrest Whitaker and like John Travolta? It's like a really bad sci-fi movie. I forget what it's called.
Oh, Phenomenon.
No, that's not it. I'm gonna find it here in a second. But like they're dressed up in weird, like they look like creatures and shit. They have like weird fingers and hands and shit. But apparently it is like up there is like I think it's called Battlefield Earth. Is that what it's called?
Mm, I haven't seen
You ever
that for a
seen
long
that one?
time.
Dude, it's like a really bad movie too.
Yeah,
Like whoa.
yeah. John Travolta kind of looks like a Klingon.
Yeah, 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 exactly. But sometimes I'll find clips from it or something like going down rabbit holes on YouTube in the short section. I'll find a clip and then like
And
it's just
Dan
funny to
Marino as a
see that.
Klingon.
But I don't know. It's just funny to watch John Travolta and Forrest Whitaker like trying to deliver these serious scenes, like there are these serious lines with like a creature sounding voice and everything. It's just so fucking weird. It's like not even a
Yeah,
good actor can make the script work.
yeah. I don't remember much of that movie. I think I've only seen it once.
uh, yeah, it is called Battlefield Earth. It came out in the year 2000, so that's like another one. It's like 25 years old or whatever. But oh yeah, it did terrible at the box office too. Apparently the budget was like 44 million and pulled in like 28 million dollars.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was a bad choice right there from Warner Brothers apparently. And yeah, well, you guess whose name is fucking attached to it? Morgan Creek, the infamous
Hmm.
shitty studio, one of the most shittiest studios of all time. Morgan Creek.
Was that a Weinstein company?
No, that's like Miramax or
Oh,
something. Or like
I
I
know they
think
own.
Miramax
I
was
know they own
attached to that.
Dimension Films. That was Weinstein.
Yeah, that's also branched with Miramax too, yeah. Sometimes it's hard
Yep.
to follow that information with studios and how like a lot of them are really branches from other ones.
I know The Burning was like the very first Miramax film.
Right, that the Weinstein brothers have their names showing up in the credit. That was like an early film for them. But like, I don't know, like it's obvious that Harvey Weinstein was one of those people that only cared about the money. He didn't care about the projects he was actually,
Yeah.
putting together and investing in and all that. So he's going to meet up with this guy, Benjamin Pierce. Apparently, this guy possesses scanner techniques, and he wants to go talk to him about possibly finding out more about Daryl Revick and how he controls his thoughts with these scanning side effects he has to live with. But there is scenes that we just got through. I think David Cronenberg uses the same abandoned warehouse that he uses in The Fly. Like a lot of that shit looks really like so identical. Like in that little industrial park area with those loading docks. But the actor that's playing Benjamin Pierce, I know Cronenberg would use him again in a few other movies that he's done. I think he's even in Shivers though at one point. But yeah, it looks like Daryl Ravick somehow caught wind of this meeting here, sent out his assassin scanner assassins here, and they've showed up, and now we got a fucking fight scene here. Yeah, so these assassins are like just blowing or trying to blow them away right now with shotguns and shit. But Cameron Vale manages to get in every single one of their heads here. How many is there? Like 5 assassins here? I think he gets in all their heads.
I like that lounge that he made with that giant head.
Yeah, right. Because the head's tilted on the side, and it's like you're hanging out in the head of someone. But man, that lady, like that's like the female assassin, like her hair is so like curly and frizzy. It looks like a hat on its own that she's wearing, like a winter hat. But yeah, Cameron Vale manages to like physically make these motherfuckers fly in the air, melts their brains. Yeah, I think when you get to that final showdown between Revick and Vale, it really is. It becomes a question of who's the strongest one in this battle, and yeah, they have to fight it out between their minds. Get back to the chat here. Stacy saying, "Yeah, I like Tim Thomerson as a fun actor." That's right, he's in this too.
Oh, he is? Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I knew him mostly from Transfers and Near Dark.
but it looks
Also,
like Benjamin Pierce in this scene, he ended up getting struck by one of these shotgun blasts, and he's dying in this moment. And as he's like, ready to like keel over there and die, he gives him information. He gives information to Cameron Vale on where to find Daryl Revick.
yeah, I always thought Tim Thomerson was like a really underrated actor. Wish he was in a lot
Pretty
more,
sure he's in Scanners. Wasn't
stuff.
he in Scanners? Yeah, he spells his name different. I think he spells it with like a TH or something. TH, like
Huh.
Tim Thomerson. Or no, he's not in this. That's right. No, that's right. He's from the Transfers movie. That's why I know him the most. And
Yeah,
he's also in that. He's in a Full Moon Features movie too. Doll Man.
yeah,
He's known for
Dolman,
being the
yeah.
Doll Man.
Yeah, Transsters is also Full Moon Features. The first one was under Empire Pictures, and then from the second one
Yeah,
on
I.
was Full Moon Features.
You can always count on. I feel like in the late '80s, going into the '90s, going to your video store, you could always count on a Full Moon feature being on the shelf somewhere. Whether it
Yeah,
was like a Puppet Master movie, Demonic
yeah,
Toys, or Trancers.
yeah. I always thought Transfers was like one of the better films of Charles Band.
Yeah,
The,
can
the
agree
the
with
first
that.
two anyway.
I
The first.
even those vampire films, the subspecies movies. I think those are actually enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know, actually I've only seen the first two. I think there's five of them. I've only seen the first two though.
Castle Freak, is that Charles Band?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I have that movie somewhere, like right here.
And the Ginger Dead Man films? That's Charles Band. Goalies.
But yo, Castle Freak's nuts, man. That is like a what's it?
Yeah,
Family that buys this like, or they like inherit a castle or something. And it turns out there's a
yeah.
fucking guy that's been chained up there for like centuries. And then when you see like his dick's been cut off too, like someone cut his dick off, it's like, no, what the fuck happened to this dude? Oh man. But that is another movie I really do enjoy Jeffrey Combs in. It's Castle Freak, fun movie. It
Yeah, Jeffrey
really is a
Combs.
fun concept.
He's in a lot of Charles Band movies too. He was in that Crash and Burn I talked about. A whole bunch of other ones.
Yeah,
Bill Mosley's in Crash and Burn.
is he really?
Yeah.
I guess that's another one I don't think I've seen in a long time. I don't own that one. Yeah, I don't have that in the collection.
The movie Robot Jocks kind of ripped it off. It came out like a year before Robot Jocks, but it's kind of similar in concept.
Yeah, I think Arrow Video released that one in like a Empire Pictures set or something. They did like a box set for like a few of those movies. I think it had the movie Dolls in it, Stuart Gordon's Dolls in that box set. But now, moving on in this movie, now that Cameron Vale's been really sent out into like throughout the wherever I don't know, somewhere in Canada, whatever. but yeah, he comes across the woman again who's playing, is being played by Jennifer O'Neill. I forget her name in this because she only has a starring character role in it. She's not like really one of the main characters. And I don't know if you're familiar with that actress, Greg, but Jennifer O'Neill, like the only other movies I know her in, she was in a Fulci's movie or Lucio Fulci movie called The Psychic. I don't know if you ever seen that one.
No, I haven't watched that one.
It's kind of like a what Lucio Fulci films, something like that. It's like a murder mystery giallo type of movie, but
Mm,
she plays a character who has psychic abilities, and she starts having flashbacks of this murder that took place in this certain house that has like some kind of involvement with her life, and I think she's the one who like really solves everything in the movie. But now that's definitely one of the Fulci films you can't rely on for like a gory graphic film, but I think he does a good job at just telling a good murder mystery in that one.
yeah, out of his movies, I like Zombie, The House by the Cemetery, The Beyond.
Yeah, I would
He,
expect us to be doing streams for the Beyond this year, and even House by the Cemetery. They're both from '81.
yeah. I used to have a Cat in the Brain, but I sold it.
That's a wild one right
I,
there.
I
It's
I
like
wasn't
Fulci's
sure. I
mostly in it
wasn't
though.
sure about it back then. I should have kept it.
Honestly, that's not one of the Fulci films that I go back to and like to rewatch all the time because I don't know that's a tough one. Honestly, I know some people really do enjoy A Cat in the Brain, but for me personally, that's not. I don't even think it would be in my top five Fulci films. Really.
Is that the one where he kind of portrays himself?
Yeah, yeah, it's like about
Yeah,
him and stuff, like and he has like these like urges to kill in the movie, and he's like talking to like a psychologist and
yeah,
everything, and he starts killing in the movie. But like apparently Fulci in real life, like he had a lot of issues with females in general. Like he really didn't like women. He just really hated them. But like he actually manages to incorporate that into the movie too. Like his real true life hate for females. He incorporates that
yeah.
into the movie.
Well, a lot of the victims in his movies were female. That probably was
Yeah.
probably a reflection of his
Yeah, it's I
personality.
mean, especially like, what's it I think it's like the first kill in House by the Cemetery when that girl gets the knife in the back of her head and it comes out of her mouth. It's oh man, it's such
Mm-hmm.
a rough scene. It's a rough kill right there. But yeah, in the movie, back here in the movie, so it looked like other scanners who were trying to go the right way in life didn't want anything to do with Daryl Revick and his right program with all these underground scanner assassins. And Cameron Vale has managed to link up with Jennifer O'Neill's character here. But Daryl Revick's assassins who've been sent out, they keep following Cameron Vale. They're like right on his heels the whole movie. So it's almost like anyone that Cameron Vale comes in contact with could potentially end up getting killed just because of being with him, because of his status. He's Daryl Revick's, he's really determined to find him. He's been trying to look for him apparently even years and years before all these scenarios really popped up that go on in this movie.
It's funny how they made
I
all that
wonder
noise downstairs and no one heard them.
if yeah, like I don't know if this is actually based on a novel, Scanners. Like I don't know if there's like a paperback novel out there or something. I wonder if there is. Back to the chat here though. Stacy saying, "Who's Harry Crumb? Uncommon Valor." That's a movie I got actually last month. Finally got that one in the collection, Uncommon Valor. I bought that
Yeah.
really cheap. I
Who's
found
Harry
it.
Crumb?
I found it.
That's an underrated John Candy film.
Yeah, Harry Crumb. Or wait, which one are you talking about?
Who's Harry Crumb? Came out in
Oh,
1989,
that's
same
that
year
one.
as Uncle Buck.
But I know Jim over at Jim's Movie Channel mentioned wanting to do a watch party for Uncommon Valor, so
Yeah,
I'm
that's good
still on
too.
board to do that. I'm
Oh,
still
that's
on
right.
board to do that.
Stacy's talking about Tim Thomerson. Yeah, he's in both of those.
Yes,
I
I think
also
he's
know
the
Tim.
helicopter guy. Isn't he like the helicopter guy in Uncommon Valor? Like he's like flying.
Yeah,
He knows how to fly a helicopter or whatever.
and I don't know if you ever seen it, but he's also in a 1988 comedy with Louis Anderson called The Wrong Guys. Brian James
Hmm.
and Ernie Hudson is also in it too.
Okay. Um. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what? I'm thinking about
it's
that.
like a
I don't think I've seen
camping.
that one. I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen
it's kind
that
of
one.
like a yeah, it's kind of like a relatively unknown movie. I used to watch it on TV all the time back in the
There is
day.
some good fire stunts in this movie, though. Because, like, I think both of us should be around the part here where the good scanners that were trying to get away, their yellow van crashed inside of this record store. Is that where you're at right now?
Yeah, that guy driving the van kind of looks like Mick Jagger.
I think I can see that.
Did until he got
Well,
shot.
yeah, It's like I don't know. Every time I see that scene with that little yellow van crashing into the record store, I always think like, damn, dude, all those classic vinyls getting lit up in flames right now for like what
I
for like a
know.
stunt scene. They've like melted so many records in that store just to execute that explosion. Stacy's also saying hello to Greg, and hardware is an interesting one. Yeah, we're gonna get
Yeah, it
that
is.
one scheduled here sometime soon on the channel. Maybe by like the end of this month or the coming week or two. Because yeah, I really can just watch that right on my tablet, and I could just lay it up against my TV and just stay where I'm at. Actually, like it really wouldn't be
Yeah.
a problem for me to do that.
The only thing is, a lot of the film is really dark, though. It might be hard to see with a small screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I mean, usually, like when I do with my tab, I just try to turn up the light on it when you get like dark movies like that. But yeah, that can still be an issue.
because a lot of it takes place like in a
Yeah,
dark
that's
environment.
very true. But yeah, I really am looking forward to Kino Lorber though releasing that one because what else did I get from them recently? This is another one I've waited years and years to finally own a legit copy of this, and that's Dust Devil.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good film
And
too.
yeah, for years
Now,
though, like I used to have like a bootleg DVD. It literally looked like someone smeared Vaseline across the fucking screen. Like there's like no clarity in the picture. So
damn, that
once I
sucks.
finally got this Blu-ray from Kino Lorber, I think it was last month during the Black Friday sales. Yeah, dude, it's like watching the movie for the first time again. Honestly, it's like wow, I can finally see the movie now. Like holy
Yeah,
shit.
after Dust Double, Richard Stanley hadn't done much for a while. I know he was originally supposed to direct I Went to Doctor Moreau, but something happened and uh, he had to leave that film. But then he came back for Color Out of Space, and then right now
Yo,
he's working on a new.
dude, that
Yeah,
one
he's
caught
working.
me off guard when he directed that. The Color Out of Space. I was like, what? Like he hasn't done a
Yeah,
movie in so long. He comes out of nowhere
that's
with
a
Nicolas Cage and shit. Like,
yeah that's yeah, and that's a H.P. Lovecraft based from a H.P.
yes.
Lovecraft novel.
I actually liked that movie though, Color Out of Space. I thought it was pretty
Hmm.
good, especially
Well,
for
that was
like
a
its visual colors in it too, like the color palettes in that, like
yeah
all those
yeah.
purples and violets, like pinks, purples in it and shit. Like that is a really
I'm
cool
really
film to watch. One of the,
I'm really
it's
excited for
actually
his
another one that's like
upcoming
similar
film.
to that. What about Mandy? Mandy's like another one that came out like around that
Yeah,
time
Mandy is a
period.
good one. Yeah, 2018, I think.
Right. So, all right, I finally found my Castle Freak DVD. That's the artwork for it right there.
Yeah,
That fucked
that
up
kind of
guy's
looks like
face
Bill
stuck
Mosey right
against.
there, but I don't think it is. Is it? Is that Bill Mosey?
No, 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 no. He's not in this. But I don't know. That guy does look like someone they just like picked up out of the fucking dumpster and were like, "Yo, you want to do a movie? Like, we'll
Hmm.
give you like a box of Cheerios or something to
It's like
do
the
it."
it's like the real life crypt keeper before he completely decomposed.
Yeah.
No, but I'm really excited for Richard Stanley's upcoming film called Steel Donkey. I think that one's going to be really good. It's going to feature Cynthia Rothrock as the lead, which is
Right. I
really
think I
cool.
remember hearing news about that. I've heard news about
Yeah,
that a while ago, but
it'll be her very first horror film because she's only really been known in martial arts action films.
Stacy is saying over at Acres of Movies, do you like The Fan with Wesley Snipes and De Niro? That movie's okay. I feel like that movie tries to do something different with like the thriller, like the action thriller genre. The
The
movie's all
fan.
right, not the best, but
I don't know if
it's
I've seen
another
that
one.
one.
It's kind. I guess you could like consider that a baseball movie, right? It mostly takes
Uh,
place with like Wesley Snipes as like a baseball player, right? And then you got like an over obsessed fan with Robert De Niro who's like showing up to all these like San Francisco Giants games and shit.
huh.
Been a while since I've seen it though. I know I've seen it. Used to come on TV like a lot throughout like the late '90s, 2000s.
Have have you ever seen Rising Sun with Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery? I
You
think
know
it
what?
came
I'm
out around.
aware of that one. I've never seen it though.
I think it came out
Never
like
seen
around
that one.
1993.
I'm aware of what you're talking about. Like I can see the poster art in my head
I
right
haven't seen
now.
it for a long time. I remember like watching it like on HBO a long time ago.
But now it looks like, as Cameron Vale over time here with, running away from scanner assassins and stuff, he has come up with enough information to find out what Daryl Ravik is up to. And, he's altering the drug, the ephemeral drug, making it, if anything, making it turn people into scanners. I find it just so irresponsible though. Like if Dr. Ruth created that drug, like wouldn't you have like, I don't know, just better control over that so like nobody could get it? Like all these people, you could just
Yeah,
easily get ephemeral in this movie.
try it on the rat first or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't try it on myself first, that's for damn sure. But Stacy's also mentioning Swordfish, underrated one. Yeah, that's got a really good
Yeah,
cast in that one too. I think Travolta's in that one, isn't he? Isn't he in Swordfish?
I think so.
Or
Yeah,
or am I thinking of like Face Off or something instead? I don't know.
he might be on sort. I haven't seen that movie in a minute too.
I know Halle Berry's in that one. She's in
Yeah, she
that. Somebody
yeah
else.
she
Leslie
yeah she has
Snipes,
like a
maybe.
the infamous nude scene in that.
So is Stacey saying Morgan Creek was owned by a car dealer? That explains it. Morgan Creek's only in the business for the money. So Dr. Braden Keller, who is playing the undercover assassin as he infiltrates the Consec company, he has to meet up with Daryl Ravik at like a public place, which is why they meet up at the train station. They don't want to be seen talking in public. But he is giving him the word. He's giving Dr. Braden Keller the word to kill Dr. Ruth if you see him. That's another thing. Like I do remember, like the first time I watched Scanners and like seeing that scar on his head. I'm like, what happened to him? Did he take a bullet and survive? Like, did he get shot in the head and he's all right? But now from him taking that drill and drilling out the pressure in his head and shit, they leave that scar there throughout the whole movie. Apparently too that you ever see that scar on Michael Ironside's face? Like that's not makeup. Like that's a real scar he has on like the side of his
Yeah,
cheek. Like he probably got fucked up with something. He's also in a really good Tales from the Crypt episode. It just crossed my mind. It's season 6, and it's about vampires in like a snowy atmosphere in like Alaska, and like apparently like the sun isn't coming up for like 4 months or something like that in like that episode. But that is a really cool episode, and also what's her name's is. Did you ever see a slasher movie called Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker? It's like also known as Night Warning.
I never watched it, but I've heard of the movie.
Yeah, that's a wild one. I just know that female actress from that movie. She's in that episode too. She's playing a lesbian vampire biker chick. that's
Hmm,
like that's another thing that's fun about that episode.
that's
You
a
got like
that's an
lesbian
interesting
vampire
combination.
biker chicks in it. But yeah, that is like I don't know. I think as far as like the later seasons go too, like that is a really good episode.
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt was a solid series. It was like good all the way through till the
Dude,
end.
I loved it, dude. It's like even the episodes that weren't so great were still watchable. So like you really could binge through like all those stories. Like I know I did. I just didn't like season 7. Season 7 I thought was a pile of shit, honestly. And that's what
Even
put the final nail in the coffin.
Even like Arnold Schwarzenegger directed an episode. I think it was called The Switch.
Yes. Right. Yeah, even in that episode too, he's even with the crypt keeper. He's
Yeah.
down in the crypt. He's like putting his arm around him. He's like, I'm here with my good friend, the crypt keeper.
Yeah.
I think he's wearing like a crypt shirt, like a Tales from the Crypt shirt and shit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, here with my good friend, the crypt keeper. Get out, there's a bomb. There's a bomb in there.
That's kind of interesting. Him directing something like that.
Yeah, I think even Tom Hanks directed an episode. Michael J. Fox directed an episode. Like,
I know Richard
um,
Donner and Robert Zemeckis. They did a lot of
yeah,
episodes.
right. I just sometimes that can be surprising when you're watching, you going back and revisiting those episodes, and you look at the credits and you see who's involved in some of those episodes. But yeah, it's Stacy saying James D. Robinson, the producer in True Romance, is a party of him and Joel Silver.
I like that one episode with Joe Pesci. It's called Split Personality, where
Yeah,
he's in love with these two identical twin women, and they both want him.
I think that might be the second season too, that episode. But I remember that one. He has like a terrible looking ponytail in that episode too. Like seeing Joe
Yeah,
Pesci with like a ponytail is like, what the fuck? Like, why do you have a ponytail, Joe Pesci?
I think that was like around the time he was doing like Lethal Weapon 2 or Home Alone.
Yeah, I think he was starting to show up in a lot of these like well known big budget films and stuff. You know, like especially after like Goodfellas and all that. So now we're at the Consect headquarters now. And it looks like Dr. Ruth and his people want to start interviewing certain people to find out which ones are scanners and which ones are not. Because I know also too when Vale had showed up with Jennifer O'Neill's character, they were supposed to be shot up with ephemeral so they couldn't hurt anyone. But I know Dr. Ruth said, "Don't worry about those shots. You're still capable of defending yourself." So it looks like ephemeral shots weren't actually real shots. But Vale is trying to explain to Dr. Ruth that, everything they're doing there at Consec is being controlled from Daryl Revick. And he's finding that hard to believe. What's her fucking name? It's Jennifer O'Neill's character. So we got 4 people in the chat right now. But yeah, Stacy's saying he cared mainly about the VHS sales. He would build up a movie in cinemas for a big per theater average and limited release, and get it on VHS with the Miramax name and awards it, sell it. Smart. So that's her name, Kim Obrist, Jennifer O'Neill's character. She's being interviewed by Dr. Braden Keller, who is, I find it weird about this Braden Keller character, though. Because it's like he's working with Daryl Revick, but he's not really a scanner, this guy. So, like, why is he like the one singled out person that's not really a scam? To me, it just adds to the mystery of this movie at times.
Right.
But the whole reason why he's interviewing that lady Kim right now, he's trying to squeeze out whatever remaining information he can get on finding Cameron Bale, anything relating to that. But another thing is, I think that well, it's whether or not they explain it well or not. You can you can figure out that some of these scanners are stronger than other scanners. Some of them really know how to like use that superpower like in their mind. Some of them don't really can utilize it as good as some other scanners and all that.
Imagine if some of them were children, like how chaotic that would be.
Right, which you do see it, like we were talking about how like we do see a lady who is pregnant with a child and it's a scanner. But no, we don't really get to see many kids in this unless you want to watch David Cronenberg's The Brood. That's one we should watch at some point. I think that's an 81 movie. Isn't The Brood from it? No, you know what? That's 79, isn't it? I think The Brood's 79 now. So never mind. I thought it was 81 for some reason. But that's another one. That's actually like the one time that David Cronenberg works with like or incorporates kids into the body horror field, like other than that, I don't really remember David Cronenberg working with kids much in movies besides The Brood. Did you ever see that one, Greg? The Brood?
A while back I did, yeah.
So Dr. Braden Keller was going to kill Kim in that interview. He pulled out the gun and she used her mind power to fucking gain control over him. So, no matter what, every scan results in a nosebleed. So now everyone's like panicking at this concept building. The alarms have all been set off. Everyone's like running out of the building. See, another thing I find strange that we do find out a little bit closer to the end is that technically Ruth is a scanner too, but he doesn't show any side effects of it. So the only thing I can make sense out of that is like, okay, he was a scanner and just didn't realize it.
Yeah. Or maybe he's like controlling his urges and not using
Yeah,
that ability.
I just feel like that's why like you have to like watch a movie like this like two times or three times, like maybe not back to back, but like in like a recent time period or whatever. Because I've really, for me, like it was like the second, third time that I really sat down and paid attention to this. I was like, all right, I have a better understanding of what's going on now. Like when you really pay attention to this movie, it can make you really just use your head, have like really think into it deeply.
Kind of like in Carrie, where Carrie White doesn't realize she really has powers until she gets really angry. Then she
Yeah,
realizes
that's
it.
just, that's a great example with the same concept that they use with this movie with telekinesis, telepathic powers and shit.
And same as in Firestarter.
Right. It's funny too that it's another movie I didn't care for when I was a kid was Firestarter. And
Yeah.
seeing it at a much more mature age, I actually do like Stephen King's Firestarter a lot more now. I don't think. Here's another thing I don't think helped the movie. For me personally, seeing this videotape in the store didn't do anything to appeal my interest. Like, all right, it's Drew Barrymore on the front cover. Like, why does this look exciting to me? It just doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, kind of basic.
It looks so plain and boring, right? Just a little girl with fire behind her. Like,
Hmm.
what's that about? But yeah, I didn't see it till like, a little while. I didn't give that one a rent right away on VHS. But yeah, another good one with George C. Scott, though, Firestarter. I mean, maybe not his best role in a movie, because I know people have issues with that movie and how it
Yeah, you
doesn't
got
equal up to what you get in the actual Stephen King book and stuff. But
you got
I've never
Martin
read
Sheen.
Firestarter, so have you
Martin
ever read
Sheen is
Fire? Did you read Firestarter?
yeah, it's a really good book.
Okay, so you did. All right. I've never
Yeah,
read that one.
yeah, the book
It
is
probably,
really good.
thinking about it, like hearing you say that and hearing from other people say how they like the Firestarter book, probably is just it probably just works better as a book story than a TV adaptation or a movie adaptation. But I like this part here where these security guards hold Vale and Obrist here at gunpoint. And Kim Obrist here, Jennifer O'Neill, she gets into the mind of this guy and she manages to have him seeing his mother and he's having this traumatic incident that's being replayed for him. This is like something that obviously has happened to this guy at some point in his life. And she has found a way to just tick at that. So I think in a lot of ways, like Kim Obrist's character in this, like she can really possess scanner side effects in very dangerous ways compared to other scanners. I like how Braden Keller, he wants an explanation for what's going on right now. The guy's like, it's the scanners, sir. They're out. So now we're at this random gas station here. Oh, he's already, so he's using the payphone. I think this is where he makes the phone melt. I think if you remember watching. So basically, Cameron Vale is going to manage to get on the telephone line and manage to cross his mind with his scanning techniques over into the right program. So he's going to be able to get in and access that and destroy it. So back at the Ripe headquarters, where I guess they actually made this thing through a computer system, they're watching as Cameron Vale is stealing it, but they don't know it's actually Cameron stealing it. And I think that's where, you see like the Braden Keller character, he's not really a scanner. So it's like he can't, telepathically figure that out. Yeah, this is where they find out that he's inside the system getting the right program and he's going to fry everything with his scanning abilities. But yeah, I know never really been much of a fan of the sequels of this movie, those unofficial sequels that were made over the years, like Scanners 2 and Scanners
Yeah,
3. I think there's even a
yeah.
movie called like Scanner Cop. I don't even know if that has any relation, but to me, those movies just don't hold a candle to what you get with David Cronenberg's Scanners. I mean, I know some people out there like those movies. I just don't care for the Scanner sequels at all. They do nothing for me.
I never seen them.
I mean, I wouldn't completely rule out, recommending to see them because they might do something for you personally. I just know me personally, like I seen the second one and I was just like, I ain't going any further. I don't need to watch these anymore.
Yeah,
It's all enough here in the second one. All right. So now this is where Dr. Braden is able to put one and one together. It's Cameron Vale. Who else would be in there? Who else possesses that scanning ability to be inside this right program that's so heavily secured? So yeah, he's talking about how he's crossing his nervous system over into the computer's nervous system and allowing him into the right program to use his scanning abilities to fry that shit. So now he's holding this guy at gunpoint. Dr. Braden Keller. He said he wants him to completely erase everything, or he's going to kill him. I think they wasted too much time arguing, which is why Cameron Vale's going to succeed in this moment. Max security override. Self-destruct. What's the password? The password is eat some coochie. That's the password. Eat some coochie. But there's 3 people left in the chat to get back there, see what's going on. Stacy's still here. 1994-95, the Disney Miramax deal was finalized. They left completely by 2005 to make Weinstein Brothers, right? I just know once, the Weinstein Company folded, seems like I know Quentin Tarantino was involved with the Weinstein, so I think it was like they had to do like drawing to figure out where he was going to sign with next after all that BS, and I think it was like Sony or Columbia Pictures that like won that drawing or something.
I wonder who picked up all the films from Miramax, or is it still up in the
It's
air?
mostly, actually, it's mostly Sony Columbia, like Sony Pictures Columbia. It's mostly them, honestly. Weinstein VHS. Yeah, Trancers, right? I really do need to pick those up, though. I don't have those in my collection. You remember, here's another one you might remember. Mark Hamill, I think, did the voicing in it. Did you ever see The Guyver?
Parts of it, yeah.
I know that used
Yeah,
to air on like the Sci-Fi channel. They used to air that
that was
movie sometimes, but
that's a
but
crazy sci-fi
apparently
movie.
Mark Hamill is like the actual voice of the Guyver in that movie. But I love that when you see that compute, like all the parts in the computer board here, as he's transferring over his nervous system and he's making all this shit melt through the power lines right now. The guy at the gas station leaves the fucking gas pump unattended.
Oh man, that's gonna suck.
So yeah, Cameron Vale is using his scanning abilities through his nervous system to get into the right program, and that is why it's all blowing up the shit right now. And as he holds the phone, you can see the phone starts melting. So like, that's from his like, I guess a bad side effect from being a scanner. No matter what you scan is going to be fried, melted completely. Oh, yeah, he lets go of the phone and they run out of there. Now the phone's gonna blow the fuck up as it melts. But that whole computer board, I love that. The fact how they did that and they show the flames going through it. I mean, like, also too, it's like I feel like that scene's a bit important for the viewer to help the viewer to understand like what is really going on in this moment.
That scientist is still in there. I'd be out of there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was like one survivor in that little room that blew up to like metal shrapnel bits. But I really think that this was not no easy task for David Cronenberg to get his vision on screens, with this movie. I think it must have been a very difficult task to really craft scanners and get everything executed the way they wanted to.
Yeah, especially back then when special effects was still pretty primitive.
Yeah.
Everything had
But
to be practical.
But now we're moving on now. It looks like Cameron Vale and Kim Obrist are going to this random doctor's office here, somewhere throughout Canada. And I just know he goes in and talks to the main doctor and he starts asking him about the ephemeral drug. But throughout that process, this is where Kim ends up being scanned by an unborn baby.
Nice
So I think
lime
the
green
doctor.
walls.
Say that again.
That's a nice lime green walls.
Oh, yeah. The movie screams ugly 70s colors, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great as Doll Man and Trancers, right? Tim Thomerson. Do you like Mortal Thoughts? I don't know if I've ever seen Mortal Thoughts. You ever see that one, Greg?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Mortal Thoughts. Sounds interesting, though.
Oh, this is what you're talking about. The unborn child doing that to her.
Yeah, because you see Jennifer O'Neill, Kim Oberst, like she's like wiping the blood off her nose. You can see she's having some kind of like experience there, and she ends up being scammed by that lady's unborn child. But all right, Tony's back again. We got 4 people in the chat. That's a good one. Who you like? Who you like better, Beavis or Butt? Fuck. There's like no wrong answer, right?
I know they're like
How do you pick? How do you pick one over
like
the other?
equal.
Um, I don't know. I might go with Beavis. I guess I gotta go with Beavis. I
Mhm.
guess no.
Beavis is probably the more of the spaz one of the two.
Yeah, because I know he's always like talking shit on like the metal bands, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, look at this guy's pants! Look
Yeah.
at this guy's pants! How did he get his pants so shiny?"
I'd probably say Beavis.
Yeah, because like it's usually like Beavis comes up with something, some kind of saying, and he'll like repeat it a couple times, and then Butthead's like, "Oh yeah, like fucking good. You never gonna score, man."
Yeah.
I haven't watched that show in so long. But I remember the early days of Beavis and Butthead. Now it was like kind of like a controversial thing because like it's not like the show was like graphic, but like they were showing a lot of like scenes that would like involve like death by fire or something like that. Like
Yeah,
I
they
just
were always
remember like
doing.
certain parents were like, "How is this readily available and freely on TV?" Like, well, it's fucking MTV.
Yeah, they were always doing like immature things.
Yeah. But I think it was like very early on there with Beavis and Butthead. They had to like tone it down a little bit, like as far as like what
Yeah.
kind of violence they showed on like the show or whatever.
They got a brand new series on Paramount Plus. It's like takes years later. They're like all older.
Oh, okay. I still
Kind
feel
of
like,
like
cause like like I know I've seen some of the episodes where it's edited without the music videos, and to me, it's not the same without those music
yeah,
videos.
that's my favorite
Like
part.
I know, like when you watch those episodes, like the way they originally aired back then, like that the music element really, I don't know, it made it for something different to watch, and
You can watch
I
some
don't
of the
know.
segments on YouTube with the music videos.
Yeah, I was watching one recently, and they were watching like Nine Inch Nails or whatever, and
Yeah,
but yeah, some of those were really funny though. I think there's one where they're watching Crowbar. The band Crowbar is playing. He's like, "Yeah, we need to start a band and get a fat singer." Yeah.
I like the one where they're
But
watching the. You remember the '80s band Grim Reaper? I like the one where
yeah.
they're watching the music video for "See You in Hell." That was a pretty one.
Yeah, I think there was even times they had Slayer on there. I think they were watching like Slayer shit on
Yeah,
there.
Slayer. Yeah, a
But I
lot of
love when you get like the most random
glam
shit.
bands.
Like they would put on like music that they wouldn't listen to, that wouldn't be like heavy metal, and they're like, "Look at these fucking guys. Where are they going? Where are they find you guys from?"
Wasn't there one where they're watching Guar too? I think
I
there's
think
one
there
where
is a Guar one. I know there's one where they I think they're watching a Primus video. That Jerry was a race car driver. I think there's like a
oh yeah,
Primus one like that.
yeah. Brian has had some weird music videos.
Yeah, you know, over the years I've always like I wouldn't say I'm like a Primus fan, but I've always appreciated how different they can be with so many different albums. They put out an album like every fucking year. Dude. Primus, like that's one thing you can't knock them for. They were steady with the musical material and content, but they're a strange, unique band though.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they had a video from the Brown album called "Shake Hands with Beef." You remember that song, "Shake Hands with Beef"?
Yeah.
And it was like them as like little like cartoon musicians at like a barbecue and shit, like a
Yeah.
summer barbecue.
Yeah, they got that song, one known as Big Brown Beaver, where they're dressed up in cowboy
Yeah.
outfits and a plastic mask.
I think that is like one of their most popular songs, isn't it? So now this is where Revick is talking to Cameron Vale about the ephemeral drug being created in the 40s and how this was supposed to be for new mothers, pregnant and everything. And it was supposed to help them in some kind of way, but it had this major side effect that it turned your kids into a scanner. So now Cameron Vale is really finding out the truth behind this as this was being revealed right now from Daryl Revick. So a concept offered to finance the experiment that Dr. Ruth came up with. He's the one that created the ephemeral experiment. And now this is where he's trying to reveal to Cameron, like, yo, I'm your brother, and Dr. Ruth is actually your father. So he gave a prototype of Femoral to his wife, Dr. Ruth did. And that's why Vale and Reb are scanners. So yeah, this, Revick also explains how Cameron Vale and Revick are actually the most powerful scanners in the world. Um, Idris Elba, Loomis. What is up with you and Dr. Loomis and all these actors playing Loomis? Is that what you've been asking me that a lot lately, Stacy? But Idris Elba though as Dr. Loomis? I don't know about that. I'm sure he could probably pull it off. He's a good actor, But what she's saying here, Richard Stanley was attached for Acid Mountain. Really? I didn't know that. Acid isn't wait Acid Mountain. What is? I gotta confirm that what else Acid Mountain is first. That the song, I think. I don't know, but
I know Richard Stanley directed a lot of music. I think he directed a few videos for Ministry before he did Hardware and a few other. I think maybe Iggy Pop.
You're probably right, dude. Because honestly, that's how a lot of directors will get started out sometimes. They'll start out doing music videos for bands, and then they work their way up into doing movies now that they have experience under their belts.
Because I know Iggy Pop is in Hardware as a voice, and then there's a Ministry song in it, and Lemmy Kilmister is in Hardware also.
All right, so we're coming up to the final showdown here between Cameron Vale and Daryl Revick.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
This is one of my favorite lines. This is one of my favorite lines in the whole movie, though. When Daryl Revick says to him, "All right, we're going to do it the scanner way. I'm going to suck your brain dry." But you could see that they're transferring thoughts back and forth. They're fighting each other with their thoughts and their scanner abilities. But seeing the veins popping out of their arms with that effect work as the blood leaks through some of that, that's just great work. And also, they really, for this movie being 1981, they do a really good job at putting effects makeup on someone's face and having it fill up in like blood sacs as the veins go through the face. Like, that's really good makeup, honestly. And usually some of these newer Blu-ray HD transfers will make that artwork stand out in a bad way, but this one really doesn't. Oh, he's starting to hit Cameron Bale in his chest.
Yeah, you'll
You see,
probably
like
be
his
able to
chest is
see.
starting to explode.
You probably be able to see the seam or the color, where the color is different from the prosthetic.
Right, yeah. As it bulges off their face, like those blood sacs fill up with those veins.
Yeah.
But we got Johnny is here from the Wild Guys.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, what's
Thanks
up,
for.
Johnny? Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Happy New Year, and yeah, hope
Yeah,
all is well with you, man.
Happy New Year. Already
Yeah,
halfway
he's
through
saying good to
January.
see you there. But yo, you look at that actor Stephen Lack in this moment, as his face has like spontaneously combusted. It looks like you can see the inside of his brain through his fucking skull at one point. He has a hole in the side of his face.
Looked like they
And it
used
looks like
milk or
they filled
something.
that up. It's like they filled it up with some kind of like chunky jelly to make it look like
Yeah.
flesh and everything. But now, I think that really this scene, as this plays out, when Cameron's hands go up in flames, I think that really proves he's the stronger scanner. Because, yeah, his whole body's going to go up in flames here now. And Shamarlos is here too. We have Scott is here. What's up, Scott?
Hey, what's up, Scott? Is it pizza again?
Yeah, he probably is. No, he had meatballs and rice. That sounds good though.
Oh, nice. Swedish meatballs sound good.
I get down with it. I usually prefer like a meatball hoagie actually with like some provolone cheese. That's what I
Oh
really
yeah, there
want.
you go.
Kind of reminds me of Gary Busey in Point Break or Point yeah, is it Point Break when he's like, hey,
Give me two.
hey
Give me
you
two.
go, give me two. Yeah, give me two, you two meatball
Yeah.
sandwiches. It's like
So
10:30 in the morning too. Who orders
he's
two
like,
meatball sandwiches at 10:30 in the morning? Gary Busey does.
I'm so hungry I can eat an ass ended out of a dead rhino.
Yeah, it's such a good line. I love that line. I'm so hungry I could eat the ass out of a dead rhino. That's a good line. Oh shit, that is a good one. Oh, Shamarlo's watching RoboCop 3.
Oh damn.
I know that's when they tried to incorporate the kung fu into the sci-fi world of RoboCop.
Yeah, they kind of hand it down and made it more campier. Yeah, I feel sorry
So
for
I,
Fred Decker. Damn.
yeah, unfortunately that kind of derailed his career a bit too. That movie,
Yeah, it did.
RoboCop 3. But yeah. So I like how that scene there, as you see them, Revik and Vale, as they're fighting with their minds, the screen goes black. It doesn't reveal what happened, who won that fight. But Kim Obrist comes into that scene there. She's looking around, and you see Michael Ironside talking with Cameron Bale's voice, and that's because Cameron Bale won the fight. He overpowered Revik and became the stronger scanner, but he also sacrificed his own body. His body couldn't sustain that battle. So
Oh
his
damn.
his mind through scanner techniques has entered into Daryl Revick's body for the remainder of his life, I guess. But yeah, so that is the end of Scanners and how the movie ends. So Daryl Revick does not succeed in his what I would call it, in his quest to overtake the world with scanners.
No, he got overtaken.
Yeah, so yeah, Cameron Vale proved to be the stronger scanner. But yeah, we will acknowledge the rest of the chat here, and we will close this down here in just a moment. I still have work I got to do to the streaming schedule on the channel, so just bear with me, guys. We'll get things scheduled here and get things figured out. And I'll just, keep you guys all updated on what's coming in the future. So just pay attention to the channel as you guys do. But yeah, Shamarlos is talking about some of the Terrifier movies here. But this year I finally bought Terrifier 3. Finally bought that 4K, and I think the
Yeah,
movie's just fucking so absurd. It's fun, I really do like the third one, and I like the Christmas elements in it too. I think it's necessary.
yeah,
I mean, especially, dude, that whole scene when fucking Art the Clown is, taking kids on his lap and he blows them up with the gifts. It's just like,
right.
what the fuck? You guys
And
did
that
that shit? Like, oh my
that
god.
that chainsaw shower scene.
Oh yeah, that guy gets that chainsaw up his ass and shit too. Oh my
And
god, the movie goes there, man. Yeah, but I like Terrifier 3. It's fun,
just
graphic and fun.
wonder how they're gonna top that in 4.
Yeah, especially another thing is too. Damien Leone is talking about how he wants to go back to like the original roots of what
Yeah, kind of
Terrifier
tone it
is, like what
down.
Art the Clown is and everything. So, but as we all know, man, money talks. So we'll see if the part 4 will be the final Terrifier movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think that's really about it. But all right, so Tony's talking here. Sean, this Saturday at 3 to 5 p.m. Me and Swift and his friend are doing a live stream on my channel. Okay, cool.
Oh, that'd
Yeah,
be
Tony,
cool.
if you're still down there in the chat, I will stay in contact with you and let you know when I can do that stream with you for the watch party or whatever. But yeah, Cameron is saying good night to everyone here. Good night to Sean and Greg. And see you in a minute, Greg.
All right, take care, Cameron.
But yeah, other than that, I think we're gonna go ahead and end this one now. But yeah, I'll keep you all updated on what the next stream is. I just don't know right now. I'll have to get things all adjusted and figured out for that. But yeah, I had a good time going back and watching this one again. Seeing Scanners. Never done a stream for it, and I think the movie has aged very well at 45 years old. It's still something that's very relevant for me. Something that I always enjoy watching, and this is also another movie that's really responsible for putting Canucksploitation films, really just Canadian horror films and stuff. Really did help to put those films on the map and kind of paved the way for more films to come. But yeah, Scanners will always be a top tier David Cronenberg movie for me. But yeah, thank you all for joining us tonight here to watch Scanners. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you all in the next one, everyone.
Later.